This week I have the most expansive home I've ever seen on the most expansive lot for the price, starting at just $824,000. Let's go. Hey, I'm Scott Baxter. Welcome back to my channel, Relocating to Dallas, where I find you the best deals around DFW. Now, I have been concentrating on some larger lots lately, and a lot of people have been coming to me for larger lots. And man, have I found the mother lode this time. This is Kindred Homes, and this is a plan that they just came up with. This is only the second build. My client nabbed this, and there's actually a line for this. We got this house in just a matter of a half hour before somebody else put a higher offer in. And that's the first time I've seen in 2025 lining up like that, kind of like the old days, right? But it happened, we got the house, and now we're about to close on it. But I wanted to film this house because there are 15 more opportunities in this neighborhood. Now we are in Sunnyvale, Texas. We are in Las Brisas at Stoney Creek. And man, is this one heck of a Texas destination for you. You know, nobody really talks about Sunnyvale, and I just gotta say Sunnyvale is very peaceful. Country roads, and number one thing that everybody wants is that A-rated school system. So if you're looking for something a little bit out there, a little bit closer to Dallas, and you want that room, so I wanted to go through and take you through this house today and just show you, there are just a couple details that aren't finished on it yet, but it pretty much, I mean, just the shower door here and there as we're closing. We close next week on it. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew about this opportunity in Sunnyvale, Texas, and Las Brisas at Stoney Creek. Now, what is this neighborhood? They actually have a pool. They actually have walking trails. They have multiple lakes around, and it's just kind of a rolling hills and lots and lots and lots of space. That's why you came to Texas, right? For that space. And I'm gonna show you that space today. And don't forget to click like and subscribe. Let's go check out this house right now. All right, let's take a look at this house, guys. This is the driveway of all driveways. I mean, I can't even believe how big this driveway is. I've never seen a driveway this big in all of my Dallas video days, to be honest. This is huge, huge circular driveway. This is an option in this neighborhood because you have an acre lot. And this is gonna have a 3-car garage on the outside. And that 4,709 square feet is rocking it. Now, I just went through, as I do with all my clients, the home orientation. So I'm gonna show you a little bit about what they do here. They have two, there's one here. This is a on-the-fly hot water heater. We also have a 2-stack system, one for downstairs, one for upstairs. And this is gonna give you all the AC you want. Now in the garage, we're gonna have cut-off valve for water for your whole house. You're gonna have your circuit board over here. And we're gonna have, this is your sprinkler system right here, automatic. And it also has an automatic sprinkler system. See that right there? Hooks to your gutter there. That tells you if it rains or not. So if it rains, hey, it'll have a sensor there. And if you have a fence, you can put it on the fence too. You don't have to have it on the gutter, but we don't have fences here yet. But then it'll say, hey, we're not gonna water the lawn today. And it's kind of like a smart watering system, so you're not spending more time than you have to. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice here. When to water in Texas. You wanna water between 4 and 10 a.m., earlier the better, about 15 minutes. If you do it at night, you can do it at night, you have a bit bigger chance of fungus going on in your house, or not in your house, but in your lawn. Sorry about that, not in your house, I promise. And So you just want to most likely do it in the mornings, never in the afternoons, not in Texas. And you don't really need to water in wintertime. Wintertime, you really don't need to water because everything goes dormant. You can see we're wintertime right now, and all the grass all around has gone dormant. It'll turn green once again once springtime happens, but you want to make sure that use all the water you can for springtime, and you know that's free watering. And springtime's our rainy season, and everything will come back. Usually, I would start watering May. I would start your water schedule and maybe go through October, maybe November. Otherwise, I would just keep it off. That's what I would do. So this is a really interesting one right here. This is for bugs. This is one of those systems where they could just plug in for the bugs, and they come in every quarter, spray it, and it's a perimeter all around your wall in all the walls on the bottom floor. So they spray their pest control and it goes into the walls, creates that barrier so you're not gonna have any crickets or cockroaches or spiders. Those are our normal type of insects that we get here. There was a lot of crickets lately. And some people don't like bugs at all. And I will say, I've been in very worse spots. Florida was worse, Virgin Islands was worse, New Zealand was worse. You know, I've lived in quite a few different places. Texas bugs, you know, people say it's prehistoric and it's gonna get you, but I haven't really noticed too much going on here. But we're next to a city. And even when we get out of the city, it's not too bad. It's not overrunning like it was in the islands. I remember that. Boy, St. Thomas Virgin Islands. And those are some big cockroaches there, I gotta tell you. So this is the back of the house. Beautiful, beautiful spot. And talk about entertaining. And look at this. It has a wall that goes up there just on these certain ones. Some are on a lake, some are on the walls. You know, that's a lot of privacy there. And these guys are gonna plant trees up here, even some more for some more privacy. And well, they have a lot of space to do whatever they want. And isn't that gorgeous, guys? That is gorgeous. I know you're saying, Scott, are we never gonna go inside? But hey, just because I went through the home orientation, you know, there's a couple extra things that I wanted to point out to you guys that go on this builder. And they do spray foam in the attic for insulation. That keeps the house 20 degrees lower and saves you on some major AC bills in the summertime. What are AC bills in the summertime? I would probably say 150 to 200 probably for a house this size, almost 5,000 square feet. If you're gonna keep it, you know, if you're from the north and you're keeping it at 65, you know, you're gonna probably pay the price for that eventually. Because with these houses, they're gonna give you the most up-to-date energy compliance that they have. And these guys go far forward from that. So these guys do a really good job on energy compliance. All right, I'm gonna finally take you in the house. That was a nice outside view of everything. Here we go. All right, this is gonna be a really good learning opportunity for you guys, because what they're doing is the blue tape walk right now. So you're gonna see some blue tape around, and this just goes to show that, like, there's some down there. This goes to show that building is not a perfect process, and you need to go into it knowing that you're gonna have a blue tape walkthrough at the end. So you're gonna see and most of them are just little tiny paint stuff that's easy to fix, and whatever your third-party inspection has brought, that we usually do towards the end. And they usually fix all those 100% too. So they want to get to 100% at the house. So this is your office right here. As you walk in the front door, lots of light, lots of windows on this. This plan is amazing. Whoever made this plan is done their homework and done a really good layout. This was the flex room here. lots you can do with that room. Spiral staircase going up. Let's go over here to the bathroom. Right there for everybody. Plenty of space right here. Look at this living room with the big sliders going out. You know, everybody wants the big sliders. And there's positives and negatives to this. The negatives is there are bugs in Texas. Positive is it lets a lot of light through. So just having it there, just in case you want, is great. This is a little breakfast nook here. That's perfect. Upstairs. And look at this kitchen cabinet. Man, these cabinets are just gorgeous. I love the dark brown color here. And it's just, man, what a color choice. The backsplash is just there, just to accent a little bit. And of course, Scott-approved food closet. Look at this food closet. This one might hold the record. I think Windsor Homes had the record before, but I think Kindred Homes has the record now. And Windsor Homes is actually in this neighborhood. And that's the one I did with the biggest food closet. But these guys apparently might have seen my videos and said, you know what? We're gonna be the biggest food closet ever. And that was the biggest food closet. This is a little mud room here. And we have been in the garage. There's the garage. You have some attic space and storage space there. This is a really big, man, this is a big laundry room. Look at that baby. Look at that baby. See, here's some more blue tape just on the floor. They'll fix all that. And here is the bedroom downstairs. And like I said, not quite finished. They still have a week to go to get it 100%. So, you know, just in the bathroom, there was a tub thing. They replaced the whole tub, bottom shower pan there. Something was just, didn't get installed correctly. So they wanted to make sure it's 100%. And so they're gonna fix that before next week's closing. And so that's why it's taken apart right now. But this is a pretty big walk-in closet for just a little bedroom here in the back. And what views you have, you know, they're gonna probably put a pool in here, have a whole entertainment section. And man, can't go wrong with that. Let's head over here. There's a gas fireplace. And that actually heats the house a little bit too. And tile work going all the way up. Let's head over in this direction. Now we're going into the primary bedroom. Now this primary bedroom, I really thought this was well thought out. This primary bedroom is not only spacious in this area, but it has kind of a cutoff from the rest of it, which is nice. So let's go into the first closet here. Giant. I mean, this house just keeps on going. It keeps on giving. This house keeps on giving. I'm telling you, that's a big closet for the ladies. And husband, still light in the closet. And there's still a lot going on here. This is water cutoff right there. You need it. And look at this primary bathroom. Look at that. That is huge and just gorgeous. Has that shower head at the top. It has shower here. So you can do kind of dual showers if you want. And you can put some privacy window film on there if you want. And look how gorgeous this is. And then la toilette is right here. So this kind of makes it real, you know, somebody's getting up early and needs to go to work. They can just come over here, shut this door, shut their closet door, and not wake their spouse up, which is, that's one thing that always happens, right? The spouse gets woken up, they want to sleep in. Ladies need their beauty sleep. Look how big that is. That is gorgeous. Just gonna wait for them to get the blue tape done upstairs, and then we'll go and do the upstairs. Beautiful spot for the Christmas tree right here. We're gonna wind up these stairs. And we're gonna go over this way. Even looking over here, man, that's what you want, right? You want all that space. Here's bedroom number 3. 2 were downstairs. This is the 3rd one upstairs. There's 5 in all, with 5.5 baths. Every bedroom is gonna have a bathroom attached to it. And that's what a lot of people want too. You know any other houses that are this big that start at $824? I don't. There's the shower. Perfect. Trying to get the angles without getting angles on me, guys. Just want to look at how they do the blown-in insulation up there. So that's going to be keeping your house about 18 to 20 degrees cooler with the insulation blown up there. Here is a flex room upstairs. Good bar in there. And then here is the media room. Huge media room. There's lots of opportunities you can do in here. They're saying some people like to put in, you know, the seating that goes a little bit higher in the back. Lots of room to do whatever you want here. And here's another bedroom. Closet. And the bathroom for this bedroom is right here. All right, bedroom 5. This one has lots of windows and its own bathroom. This one's gonna be a pretty popular one. And then of course its own closet. Nice walk-in closet there. And that does it for the house tour. Let's go outside and we'll finish this baby up. I just want to show you the houses in this neighborhood. I mean, this is Kindred Homes. Look what they can do. That is right when you come into this part of the neighborhood, and that is absolutely stunning. You know, that black with those cedar beams, all that stuff is just stunning. And these are houses that are built on this street. Lots of room between you and your neighbors. And man, it's just, you name it, you got the space. All right, that wraps it up for today's video. Thanks for joining and watching once again. Got to watch it on that big screen. I always put it in 4K for you guys, so you always have as much resolution as possible. I like to be mic'd up. I like to do as much production value as I can for you guys, and so you can really see these houses in high definition and really get an idea about where you want to live and what the house is going to look like. So when you get here, let's say if you call me up, you say, hey, we're going to show up next week. Try to call me beforehand, because it has been getting a little bit busy. I think 2026 is going to be a very busy year. Just all in all, a lot of people are coming off the fences. You know, the Fed chairs being changed up. A lot of things could be happening for the positive. Also, they're talking about the federal government's going to pay down $200 billion into the FHA loans, which will make them bring the interest rates down for the government subsidied FHA loans. So we got a lot looming on the horizon of making this a very, very strong housing market here in the Dallas area. Speaking of that, Dallas area housing market is the #1 housing market in the USA right now for new builds. And it's expanding, expanding, expanding. And it's gonna be like the new Los Angeles, minus the craziness. A little bit more thinking over this way in Dallas, Texas, and it's gonna be a little bit more normal than the crazy California that you want to get away from. And I'm not trying to thrash on all the other states that aren't Texas, but you know, Texas is just its own special place, and pretty much all of my clients are tired of where they're living, and they don't want as many people per square mile. They want not to be packed in so much, and a lot of them want the space like this. They want to come to Texas, and a house like this up in the different states would be like 2.2 million at least. So down here, you're just running around, you know, 1 million, and you're gonna have a house that's almost 5,000 square feet with an acre of land in a A-rated school district in a beautiful spot. I mean, what's there not to like? And so this is where we're at. You can get a hold of me. Let me represent you through the process, 945-244-0342 or hello@dallasrelocationteam.com. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. And I'm gonna come out with new videos every week. Once again, I got really busy during Christmas break and November, December. You all called me up and I was so busy I couldn't make any videos, but I'm back now. So we're gonna be making videos every week. I promise you, promise you, promise you. I will not miss it once again. And until next time, hey, never stop chasing that dream home. We'll see you guys next time.